Hi there. I'm going to show you how to do a search of the library catalog. So most libraries have a catalog, but since we are the Cavaliers, we have a Cavalog. Cavalog is where you're going to go to search for items that we have inside our library. Okay, so you search it up here. If you're searching for a topic or something general, you can go ahead and just type it in there. If you know your author or title of the book or item you're looking for, you can narrow it down to just them if you want. But most of the time, just leaving it as all fields works great. So let's imagine that you're looking for books on immigration. So you can go ahead and type immigration as your search and see what comes up. As you can see, we have over 2,000 items in the library that have to do with immigration in some way. You can start looking through your list and see what we have, but you also might want to come over here and set some limits. When you set limits, you can weed out the items that you don't want. So you might say that you're looking for a book, for example. You know you don't want a DVD or something else. You could say, I'm looking just for books, and then you would see that your results will be cut down by a lot. You can also go even further and limit by location. You could limit out books that are kids' books or picture books and other sections and say that you just want items that are in the stacks. The stacks, that's the word that we use for our general collection. All the books are upstairs. These are the books that you can check out and take home with you, and they are written for an adult audience. So these are our stacks books that have to do with immigration. I'll just show you if we clear this. You might not want a book that you can check out and have to come to the library for. If you want an ebook that you can use at home or access through your own screen, then you would say you want a book that is on the internet. The location is internet. So if you hit internet, include, then you'll find 1,400 ebooks that we have that have to do with immigration. So I'll just show you one here. If you click here, this will take you into the book's record. It looks a lot like the records are the same platform as our EBSCO databases, so that might look familiar to you. But instead of searching a database, you're searching our ebook collection, and this book has come up. If you want to search for more ebooks, you can actually go ahead and instead of searching by this is the library record that you just searched, you could search for in here as well. But you've already found a book and you're interested in it, so you can look at the book this way by coming to the full text. You can see the chapters, and you can come here to page through it, see the different parts of it if you want to read it and flip through it like an actual book, or you can jump ahead to the chapter that fits most closely with your research and what you're doing. You could look in the index to page through and find the sections of the book that are most specifically related to your topic. You can also search within the book and look for terms, and they will be highlighted so you can find where different terms show up in the book. And so when you find the parts of the book that you want, you can save pages, you can email yourself pages, you might want to come to the library and print out pages for free. So those are your options there. There's also a nice option up here where you can cite. So you could get an APA or MLA or Chicago citation right here and here that you could copy and paste into your bibliography or your references. Okay, so let's leave this for a second. Those are ebooks. As I said, the main thing you need to know is just that you click on the link in the record and it will take you to the book. But if you wanted a book in our stacks, then you could come back here and clear those out and say you're not looking for the ebooks, location internet, you're looking for the ones where the location is the stacks. Here we go. We've said stacks, and now we're back to our 720 books. Okay. So you can start maybe paging through, taking a look at titles. You'll see the ones that are most generally just about immigration showing up first. You might want to think about limiting your date range, so you could come over here and say, you know what, let's just see the books that are newest, right? Nothing older than 7 years ago. So we've cut down a little bit more. And then again, I might start paging through and just checking out different titles. I might say, oh, this is interesting to me, education and immigration. Maybe you want to look at that specific aspect of immigration. So you could come in, look at the book. You'll notice that the books in our collection all have an abstract, which will give you sort of a summary of the book and what it's about. You can also see the table of contents. These are the different chapters or sections of the book. And you can also look at the subject terms. Subject terms are subjects, categories that books have been placed into when we catalog them and put them in our collection. So if you see a subject that's very interesting to you, you can see if there's other books that have that same label. They've also been designated as books that have to do with immigrants, education, and the United States, for example. So if we click on that, you can see there's 63 books in our collection that all have that subject attached to them. Now when I did that, it undid some of my limits over here. So I could come back and say, again, I'm looking for Stack's books that have to do with education and immigration. Alright, so now we have about 37 books that are in the library. You can see their location here. This is their call number where you would find it on the shelf. So you can see some of them are in different sections, like this one is in H1, which might have more to do with history. JV is where the immigration books are, and LC is an education section. So depending on the focus of the book, these big books might be in different places. So you might check a couple of these books out that look good and helpful to you. For instance, you might say Youth Held at the Border, Immigration, Education, and the Politics of Inclusion. You might say, oh, that looks interesting. Copy that number down, go up to the shelf, and see if you can find that book and other ones like it nearby. So that's just a brief summary of searching the catalog to find books. If at any, of course, you can always ask for help from a librarian or student worker working at the circulation desk if you need help searching the catalog or finding books in the library.